Hi guys, Talon here. There's a brand new early access game that's been out for about a month now called Myst Survival. I've been playing it in depth for a little while now, and there is absolutely no form of tutorial for this game at all. It tells you the very bare basics, but it doesn't really go in depth about anything, so you have to learn as you go along. So I figured it'd be quite a nice opportunity to do a little mini-series here on how to do different bits and pieces. So we'll start a new game. Now, of course, there's quite a lot involved, and they're adding new bits pretty much every few days. But the most important things right now are finding yourself somewhere to stay that's reasonably safe, finding yourself a decent supply of drinks, and food, of course. Now, there's also some basics about electric, and we'll come on to that. But at the moment, episode number 1 here, we just need to find ourselves somewhere to stay. So, this could put us in one of about, I don't know, 6 or 7 different places. There's one place in particular that I want to aim for on the map. The map's fairly big. I mean, I guess if you were to walk from one end to the other, it would take you a good 20-25 minutes. It's pretty big already, and they're expanding it. But it's fairly simple once you get the hang of it. And if you imagine, there's one main road that runs through with fields off to the sides. Now, close the tutorial. Let's have a look here. Wherever you start, it'll spawn you with a little shelter here. First things first, grab the inventory upgrade, grab the saw. In this little box there should be some matches, we'll have that, some cooking fuel, and an apple. Not great, but it's a start. Now, let us work out, first of all, where it has put us this time. Okay, we're going to be picking up a few bits and pieces on the way through. Sticks, rocks. Be nice if we can find some feathers and leaves. Okay, where are we? Now these rocks and things at the moment, just pick up what you can, and I'll explain that as we go along. Okay. It hasn't put us where I wanted it to, but it's okay. Now, first things first is we need to find the road, because once we find the road, I'll know where I am. Do be careful, not so much for zombies this time of day, but for bears, because if one sees you, you'll suddenly get inundated, and they're not very nice. So, a few bits, components, lovely. Rag. What else we got around here? Oh, combat knife, thank you. Can. Okay. Here's the road. Now we're at completely the wrong end of the road, which is just wonderful, so we're going to be going for a long walk at the moment. But we'll get to see some lovely scenery. And stamina, yep. I love it as a survivalist, we can't run for more than about a minute. Right. How's our inventory? Stocking up. Right, that little combat knife, we can put that now active. We will have a little break in this little building up here just to get some stamina back. Have a little search around. Now there's also drivable cars in this game, and that one up there I can see from here is a drivable one, but we'll come on to that in another episode. Let's just have a little scoot around here and see what we can find. Nice, we can find some metal scrap. What's this? We can do empty bottles later. And a gun, thank you very much. Now you'll notice that some items in the inventory stack. So for example, the components, you can get up to 8 of them. The branches, 8 of them, and so forth. Other items don't, so an apple, the gun, they'll take up individual slots. Now the gun can come straight down here. If we go on to the gun, number 2, we'll reload that to get rid of the bullets as well, so that will free up space. If I show you really quickly, so that's gone into slot number 2, so these are just number keys 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I press 2 again and put the gun away. Can't see us needing it right at this moment in time. More ammo for the gun. Oh, wonderful. It's only 4 bullets, but it's a start. Now, what I'm a little worried about at the moment is that I have noticed that when you start a new game, it tends to give you the mist fairly early on. Now, if we can find somewhere to duck out of that for a little while, that would be absolutely wonderful. So, this car here we'll use as a quick example. We won't be using this one, but it's drivable. It's got that symbol there. To drive it, open the hood, we need fuel, that's obvious, an engine, spark plugs, battery and 4 wheels. So those are all things we'd have to find to use this car. There might be something in the boot. No. Anything around here? Oh, more components, thank you. Suitcase, empty. Another saw, always come in handy. And some scrap metal, lovely. Just keep running, just keep running. Now, sometimes it will spawn you right near where I want to be, but just find the road, it'll be fine. Here's a non-drivable car, but these have got loads of things in their trunk. Sometimes have loads of things in their trunk, so that's wonderful. Let's get a can of Coke, painkillers, and that can stack on top of the other metal. And it's got spark plugs. The problem is we haven't actually got any spare slots. What we can do is just eat that apple really quick. That'll free up a slot. So we'll take the spark plugs. Yep. Rifle ammo. That would be very handy. Let's have a drink. We can get loads of drinks later on, so I'm not too worried about losing them. That one is the sort of car you can't do anything with, so the windows are frosted out. That wheel would be very useful, but we can come back for that. I'm not too worried. Take another branch. It's rather annoying, it spawned us exactly the wrong place, but that's this game for you, what can you do? We're nearly there. So, eventually you'll see this motel. Another spawn point, which is the one I prefer, is just behind that motel over there somewhere. And it makes life a lot easier. We will come back and check these cars, but let's find ourselves somewhere to stay first of all. Now, one thing I have noticed with this game is that quite a lot of people say, oh yeah, I get the best house straight away. Well, yeah, I'll show you where the best house is after we've had a little rest, but the problem with the best house is it is really, really hard to defend, especially if you haven't got any metal or anything to build any barricades with. Every single night will be a zombie fest. Now, after the motel, you'll see this little building on the right here. It's cute, but where we're aiming for is straight over here. So, see a little building, turn left, and our first house, you'll see 2 side by side. There's going to be this first one here. Why this one? We'll come on to that in a minute. That car there will be our first car as well. In fact, one thing we can do straight away is put those spark plugs into it. There we go. Wonderful. So, welcome to Shay Talon. Here we go. So, E, set as base. This is now our new home. Now, there will be a few bits and pieces in here already, but what I'm interested in at the moment is just getting rid of all this stuff out of the inventory. We'll even have a proper organiser at some point too. Okay, rags. And here, and another saw. A bit of a saw collection there at the moment, but we don't need to take that one with us. What have we got here? More rags, components, more 9mm ammo. We're doing well with the ammo at the moment. It's not a very good gun. So, that component we can go straight in with the rest of them. Those rags can go straight in with the rest. Yes, we're doing very well. So, why this one instead of that one? Let me show you very quickly. This one has got respawning zombies, which is why we will clear those out, but not just yet. This one doesn't have respawning zombies, so it suits our needs really well. So, I think the first thing we need to get, really, if we press B for the build menu, is going to be a bed of some kind. Now, for the basic one, it's 8 planks of wood, 6 components, 6 rag. Planks we'll have to come on to in a minute. We're doing 3 rag, and components we've got plenty of, so we need to find some rag, and we need to find... an axe yet, have we? No, we need to find an axe as well. Okay, let's go for a little wander now. The best way to describe this is, from the front door, if you look directly back that way, that's where that little hut is. If we aim right, going straight that way, we're going to get to another little building. And this other little building, that one over there, is one of the most useful ones in the game for us, because it's a car garage, and the inside is full of lots of little goodies. There's a wheel, there's an axe, that's perfect. All of these should have things in them, or something. No. Another gun, love that. Hammer, wonderful. More 9mm ammo. Can of coke. Now, I've learnt a little trick to this game as an engine, which nobody else seems to have mentioned so far, which is that if we run out of inventory, which is a good chance of doing, that we can equip straight away. There's a way of getting the whole lot back. Now, around here, let's see what else there is. What I want to try and do is get a full inventory to show you this in action. Oh my god, we can't set a can of coke back, inventory's full. Right, what do we do? Well, simple. Nothing in there. We want to try and build up our storage in that little house of ours, so we will come back in here. All of these things, you can see it's got the M for move, and also that workbench has as well. We're going to come back for that. We're going to take this with us. La la la. So, out the door. Can take a bit of a struggle. So if we just plonk that there for now, we'll empty some of our inventory into it. So we'll give it the axe, give it the wheel, give it the hammer, give it that gun. Let's free up 4 slots. Take that, we'll take that. Anything else here? Oh, more spark plugs here. They're low ones, we're not going to bother with them. And usually over here there's a load of rags. Let's have a look. And there's no rags. Wonderful. So. Oh, there's a rag. Any more? No. Well, we're going to take that with us. Take some, oh, we can't take wood because our inventory is full. Let's unload something else. Get the car engine. The battery. Leaf. We'll try and take as much stuff as we can, of course. Put some more stuff in our little locker. Scissors, stick. Combat knife. Wheel. It's never worth leaving the ammo. I think I'll do it for this little area. We'll soon come back. We'll get ourselves organised to begin with. So, move. La la la. So, forget the fact there's a massive car engine and a wheel in there and a load of other stuff. We can just lift it up as if it was light as a feather. So, it's roughly this direction. Through the door. Where are we going to put this? I think we're going to reorganise, but that's just perfect for now. Okay, so do we have enough rag yet? I don't think we do. I think we're still missing one. Let's have a look. B. Third. 6 rag. We're missing one. Isn't that typical? It's okay, right. So let's take that. Let's take our car engine. And go and build up our car a little bit more. There's a battery back there too, which we can do. Oh, here comes the mist. Now, why do I like this place? Simple. So this car, oh, what's that car? 37. It's okay for now. Need to replace them. Why do I like this place? Well, I'll show you. In a minute you'll hear the creepy music start. Zombies will try everything they can to break in here. And they probably will. But we have gotten upstairs. And for some weird reason, zombies can't make it up the stairs. Which means that we are quite safe up here. So we're going to try and pass a bit of time. It will probably keep waking us up saying there's a zombie attacking the house. Maybe not. Might get lucky. Still misty. Sounds close, so it's not. There he is down there. Stupid zombie. The problem is, this early game, there is really no point in trying to take one on because it would just rinse all of our ammo. Oh, let's do it a bit later on. Right, there we go. So, we can go back to what we were doing before, which is what we need is, ideally, to finish that bed. Might be a rag over here. Let's have a look. All we need is one rag now. I'll go need him. Scrap metal. Dogs, okay. We're full. Right. Back to our humble abode. What we're going to do is inventory on the right hand side here. How do you make wood? You make wood with logs and a saw. So we'll go and have an unload really quickly. We don't need ammo yet. Don't need the rifle ammo. In fact, I might as well take that with us. Don't need that combat knife. Don't need that metal scrap. Don't need that twig. Don't need leaves. We will have to have a massive reorganizer of this to get ourselves a bit more selled, but at the moment it's fine. We need our saw, one of our 3 saws. We'll take that one. Then inventory, wood. How many do you want to make? Let's make loads. We really need to find one more reg. I think we'll have to have another little trip over to that petrol station in a minute. There we go, so we've now got loads of wood with us, which can get dumped in there. Now L brings up a little torchlight there. No boots, just one reg. No. Must be one reg around here somewhere. Not seeing one inside here. Stone. I think it might be a night on the floor tonight then. Yep. Okay, we'll have to deal with that tomorrow. That's rather annoying. There's lots of stones around there. Okay. There's our leaf collection. There. So, it's getting very dark. In fact, let's just have a quick wander over here, just on the off chance there might be one. I don't think there is. There's one more little house, little cabin on the way down to the beach. I don't remember ever seeing one in there, but you never know. Yeah, more components. Components are always good. A hanger. No rags. Stamina's gone, there's a good chance to go to sleep. And tomorrow we will be on the hunt for the missing reg. The reason I sleep up here is our bed will be in here, but again, the zombies can't get us here. We're on 7 o'clock, let's give it 11 hours. Nice. Long hard rest on the floor there. Dehydrated. We need some drink in a hurry. I think there's all Coke left in there.
Let's go upstairs with that.
There's a Coke.
Ash, upstairs with that.
Bar chocolate too. Okay. So, we're going to go for a little bit more of a wander. What have we got on this? Is there anything we can lose? Oh, components and sticks. Get rid of that before we go. Let's try and keep as much space as we can. So, components can go there. Yeah. That's fine. Sticks. That hammer can go. You're not going to need to shoot anything, I don't think. So aim towards the petrol store, the little garage again. We're going to go a little bit further up the road this time. There's another car garage. We'll pass on a few cars along the road. I've had to look just to make sure there's not one reg that suddenly appeared overnight. Very annoying. Now, that house, if you can see it, the white one at the back over there, that's the one that people say, oh, it's the biggest one in the game, it's the best one. Yeah, it's great, but it's also hell trying to defend. So we will go on a little excursion and go and look at that at some point. Wheel, thank you. Duct tape, yeah, we'll have that. So what we're going to is just past those cars up there. Well, loads of stuff. No rag. And always check the bonnet in case there's components in there. Nice engine. I got a feeling I'm going to be running out of space again very soon. So, as long as we get our rag, I don't really care. A bucket! That's exactly what we're after. The next episode. And loads of lashings too. That's wonderful. Lashings are one of the most awkward things to make in the whole game, so actually being given a supply of those is absolutely brilliant. We've only got one slot left though, which is a problem. This is the building we're going to here. We'll have a quick look at these cars. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, I think we'll have to have a little drink and something to eat, clear out a bit of space. Because I don't really want to leave all this lovely stuff behind, because I do know for a fact there's another wheel here as well, which is something that we're after. Will be equipped. Nothing over there. Don't need wood. All we need is a bloody rag. Bones. Let's fill up our last bloody space again. Eat that. Now it's useful knowing that hunting arrows there because they actually are quite difficult to make, and being given one for free is an excellent bonus. Battery and spark plugs. That's very nice. We can't take it now. And now I'm starting to come to the opinion there's going to be no rag here either. There's a bandage which we can come back for. That will be useful for the next episode. Okay. That would be our last wheel if we can use that. I think what we're going to do is this little car here we're going to use for a little bit of storage for some stuff. So let's put our duct tape in there, and the engine in there. We don't need those at the moment. Still no rag. Well, this is not looking very good at the moment. There's another little area over here on the way back, which again, there's just an off chance we might find one. Come back for that. Come back for the nails. Empty bottle. Light back on. Scrap metal, we can come back for all of that. More scrap metal. There's a load of stuff here, just not the stuff that we need. And a mist setting and we're going to have to go somewhere. A rag. Okay, now we need to get back in a hurry. It won't be long now before we start getting the music. Problem is, this is a bit later than I really wanted. So there's a zombie over there. Has he seen us? Let's hope not. Oh yeah, she has. Just keep running, just keep running, just keep running. Rather not look behind us right now. And hope the stamina keeps up. It's always a very bad idea running in the mist. I think we're going to have a little rest in here before we go back to our little place. That was close. Ooh, we survived. Okay. So, that was the car garage. We will now go back and we will complete our first little section. We have got lots and lots of stuff to go and pick up. Very successful little run there. Okay, let's go and get another couple of wheels on. This game becomes so much easier once you've actually got a car. I'm going to sort some gas out for it next time. Loads of components. Right, in fact, what was it we needed for a bed? Let's have a look. We've got our 6 rag now. In fact, I think we've actually got enough to build the second one. Oh, nah, let's go for the basic. Right, 6 components, 6 rag, and 8 planks. So, a lot of components. Loads of planks. Loads of rags. And let's go and build ourselves a bed. Save sleeping on the floor. them, twist it around. I'm going to shove this over to one side because we'll end up with 3 beds up here. There we go. And just as a final part for this first episode, I was going to show you that other house really quick, because you may think to yourself, yeah, well, if I can do that, I can do something bigger. And if you think you can do this big one, then by all means try. This is, where are we? That's the garage. So it's not too far away, it's just roughly in the woods this direction. I'm quite pleased we haven't seen a bear yet, to be honest with you. There we are. And so I'll give you the guided tour, and then you can make your mind up for yourself. There's a drivable car at the front again. There's usually a couple of bits in that car over there, which is very nice. I won't be setting this as a base because I like my little place, but there's loads of storage already built in. Upstairs, so there's already a bed here, a really nice one. And a couple of little rooms for storage, workshop, whatever you like. It's a lovely house, but zombies can come in through that window, that window, that window, and that window, which makes it really, and that window, which makes it really difficult. So, I will leave this episode here, and next time we will look at some water.